Hi, I'm Marjorie from Marjorie's Candies, and today I'm going to make maple syrup candy. We do a lot of work with maple syrup, and I always have a lot of it around the house, so I thought I would make some. So what you do is you start with 2 cups, okay, maple syrup, and then I'm just going to bring this to a boil until it gets to 235. And so you want to stir it frequently, and I'll be back when it gets to 230. Okay, this is what it looks like when it boils up, and actually it boiled all the way up to the top. Now, I don't know if you can see a few drops on the stove, but it'll come back down again. But you just want to watch every so often. It'll go up to 220, and it'll stay there for a while. So we'll be back when it gets to 235. One thing I wanted to show you, because when I poured the maple syrup in here, I don't know, Millie, if you can come closer and see the bulb. It's not under the maple syrup. So in this case, we're going to have to lean this way, because if I use a smaller pot, when this boils up, it's going to boil over. Okay? So we're going to have to do that. Occasionally, we'll just have to look at it. That's okay. Okay, bye. Okay, I had made these yesterday, and I just want to point out, this is what they look like, okay, because when I make them today, we're not really going to be able to see, but this is what they look like. They're little candies, granulated maple syrup. And what I did was, they will tell you that if you put them back in for 6 hours, just into pure maple syrup, just like this, it'll create a granular surface, which will help them to last longer, okay? So I'm just going to take them out and let them sit. But this is just pure maple syrup that they've been sitting in here for 6 hours, and that helps them to have a better shelf life, which of course I don't really care about, but if you're selling them in a store, that's that hard shell that you see on the outside of them. Okay. Okay, so I've turned off the flame because it reached 235. So I'm going to leave the thermometer in here. I'm going to bring it over to a cooler burner, and when we're going to wait, it takes about 15 minutes or so for it to go down to 175. I'm just going to leave it alone. Occasionally I will look at it because I have to, but otherwise try to let it sit quietly. Okay, now what I've done is I've taken out the thermometer because it reached 175, and I'm just going to start stirring it like this. Okay, and you want to just keep stirring it. And it should take about 5 or 6 minutes, and it will start to thicken up, and I'll be back to show you. Okay, this has gotten thick, so I'm going to add nuts. And I'm just going to spoon it into little containers. Okay, you don't want too big of candies. I just have these little containers just to hold the shape. Okay, so I'm going to fill that up. And then when you run out of little spaces to fill up, I'm going quickly because we might run out of video. It'll flow down a little. Okay, I'm going to scrape the rest of it into a 9x13 pan because this is the only size that I have. This is the only mold that I have like this. So I'm going to scrape the rest into a... This is just saran wrap. I didn't grease it or anything. It should be just fine. So I'm just going to do this, and I'll spread it out. And in a moment I can take something like this, and I can just make a mark in it in a moment, but the video is going to end. So, you know, when it firms up just a little bit. Okay, and these will literally just pop out when they cool down. Okay, and they will, again, look something like this. And it just breaks. Okay, they'll get crystallized. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope your candy turns out looking very nice, and I'll be back again soon. Okay, well, we did have a lot more time left on the video, so what I've done is I came back and I did make some cuts in here, and you know, then you can just put them out. I have a piece of saran wrap down under here because they haven't quite finished getting crystallizing and getting hard, so I didn't want them to stick to the plate. So see how it's going to be? That looks so good. And now we have the little round ones, which I actually already pulled out. Okay, and they stuck a little teeny bit to them to here, but it's really not a problem because you just kind of want to see the roundness of them. Okay, and that is just fine. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy your candies again. Bye!